Sup, bro? So in my last tournament, I lost in the second round to a decent player, but honestly, I should not have lost to him. And I'm gonna share 5 mindset tips today that are gonna help you win more matches. So stick around to the end of the video if you want those. But basically, I came out and I was up 2-love, super laser focused the way I usually am at the start of a match. And then his friend came to talk to him and coach him a little bit, which is not allowed, but it shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't have mattered to me, but it did get to me. I won't even lie to you. And it blew my focus out, and next thing I knew, he was up 4-2, and I ended up losing the set 6-4. But there was also something else going on in the match, which was I really didn't like the guy. He had that disinterested attitude of like, oh, I don't want to be here, and tennis sucks, and oh, my life sucks. And that kind of disinterested attitude, it always gets to me and always has since I was a junior, okay? And I'm not sure if you've ever experienced this or if this gets to you, but if it does, this will be important for you, okay? So it bugged me so much that I ended up losing to this guy 6-4, 6-4. That night when I got home, I called up a sports psychologist, a good friend of mine, and we had a long discussion about what actually happened so that it won't happen to me again, okay? And it's always been a big problem for me. It's something we uncovered, is like, this has always been a big problem for me since I was a junior. It's like when someone doesn't show that passion, that grit, that love for the game that I have, it gets to me and I end up falling into their trap. And just by noticing this and realizing it was like a light bulb went off in my head. And my psychologist, my sports psychologist, he said to me, when someone does these things, you cannot control anybody else, and it's not your job to fix them or instill the drive and passion in them. You're there because you want to be. You're there because you have that drive and love. So you need to remember why you are there and focus on your side of the court and what you can control, which is you. You can't control whether your opponent wants to. In fact, if your opponent knows this about you, they should actually come out and be less interested, right? This is sport, this is war. We're trying to win. So basically, just knowing this and having this chat was enough for me to go out the next day, okay? And I had 2 matches the next day. The first guy I played, same thing, bro. He came out with this like, oh, I just don't want to be here, and my life sucks, and tennis sucks, and I crushed him, 6-2, 6-1. He was actually also a pretty decent player, but I crushed him, okay? I did not let his games get to me. And then there was another test. The next match I played, the guy was even less disinterested. He was super tired, like serving like, so tired, and at the end of every point, like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to be here, because everybody was tired at this point, okay? But then he would just like laser a forehand winner or laser an ace, and you'd be thinking like, because he was a good player, but he was just super tired, super disinterested, don't want to be here type of attitude. Did not matter to me. Crushed him 6-3, 6-love, okay? And it was quite interesting. Just another little tip on the changeover after the first set. I started to get this weird thing in my mind, like, oh, what if he starts playing better now? Probably gonna lose this set like 6-4. And I immediately caught it and said, why would you do that to yourself? I sat there, closed my eyes, did some meditating, and I visualized winning the second set 6-love. And I literally did win that set 6-love. Visualization is a lot more powerful than we all realize sometimes. So that's just another little quick tip. And just before we go into my 5 mindset tips that I want you to take away from today's video, I just want to mention that tennis is a very lonely game, but in my community we share our wins, we share our losses, and I do also have a course in there that'll help you build this rock solid mindset that you're gonna need, you know, as I also learn more and go out there and experiment and lose and win. So link in the description for that. I'll see you inside there, bro. Now onto my 5 tips. Okay, bounce hit, which is something I'm gonna mention probably every video because of how much it helped me recently. Okay, and bounce hit is basically bounce hit on your opponent's side. Bounce hit, you say those words every time when you get out there, especially in the warm-up and in the beginning, to get out of your mind, to get out of your nerves. It sounds so simple, but it is probably the most important mindset hack on this list. Okay, bounce hit. Number 2, prepare for your opponents that you don't like. So you don't know who you're gonna play, but you know what kind of players you don't like to play. So you need to visualize in your mind the night before and the morning of your match the kind of player you hate playing against, and visualize yourself doing what you need to do, controlling what you can control, and I promise you, you'll come out like I did on day 2 and crush those same opponents that you usually struggle against. Okay? Number 3 is meditate in between points, when you're forgetting all this stuff, when you're thinking about the girl with the fantastic glutes on the side of the court watching your match. Bring your focus back to your breath. Okay? When it's 30 all and you're thinking, oh my gosh, don't double fault, those thoughts are natural. Meditation is about having those thoughts, but then bringing your focus back to your breath. It's not about stopping those thoughts. Those thoughts will always be there. It's about bringing your focus back to your breath. That's what meditation is. Number 4, why are you playing? And maybe you should pause the video and just pull out your journal and write down on a page, why am I playing? Why do I want to win? Because this is something we don't actually ask ourselves often enough. You might not know why you're playing, what you're in search of. Why do you want to win? Okay? Number 5 is to take your journal out with you, and on the changeovers, remind yourself of these things. Oh yes, okay, bounce hit, okay, meditate, okay, this is the kind of opponent I don't like. Okay, it's fine, control what I can control. Okay, why am I playing? Oh yes, this is why I'm here, this is why I want to win, this is why I'm doing this. Okay, taking a journal out with you, massive tip. And put the journal in the same place you take your racket out from so that you see it. Because we get so nervous before we play a match that we forget all these things, and we do all this preparation and it just flies out your head. And a lot of players, I see them just rushing in the matches, rushing. And oftentimes, especially if you're losing, you need to slow things down. If you're winning, by all means, speed it up, rush your opponent. Okay, that's how you end up winning set 6-love. Okay? Now, if this video helped you, imagine how much I can help you in my private community, where I go into much more detail with mindset courses, fitness courses, how I cook, eat the easy way, and even some juicy stuff like how to build the right physique that's good for tennis, but also good for attracting girls, and even how to take pictures of yourself playing that get girls sending you the first message, bro. Okay? So I'll see you inside there, bro. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace!